Hi my friends, I do hope that you find these episodes useful. What I'm trying to give you are certain tips from my book Connect, which gives you 100 ideas on effective public speaking. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe. And if you have any comments, please post it in the comments box. I will try to reply or cover in my future episodes. In this episode, I'm going to give you certain ideas on how you should prepare for your public speaking. Preparation is very, very essential. If you see a sports personality, next time when you see a cricketer playing or a bowler delivering a ball, even before delivering the ball, he has to run up to the wicket. And the batsman also gets ready to face the ball. Preparation is very, very important. Mentally, you have to prepare. Physically, you have to prepare. Content-wise, you have to prepare when it comes to public speaking. So, how do you prepare? I'll give you certain ideas. First of all, your knowledge on the subject on which you are going to speak, you have to prepare. Whatever may be your stories, your metaphors, your similes, your voice quality, it could be class. But the knowledge is very, very important. How deeply you are going into the subject matter is very, very important. So, continuous acquisition of knowledge, we call it as domain knowledge. The second one is the preparation before you speak. As I mentioned to you, mentally you have to prepare. Physically you have to prepare. As I said, the way you dress, are you dressing appropriately for the audience? The notes that you are taking, which I am going to discuss towards the end of these episodes. And the manner and style of delivery. How do you want to deliver this message? What about the quotations? For example, look at this quotation, conversation, like certain portions of our anatomy always runs more smoothly when lubricated. Beautiful quotation. Even a mission needs lubrication. So, the way you prepare is a kind of a lubrication. So, the method of delivery, your style of delivery, how do you want to deliver your message? Would you like to tell a story? Do you want to present some facts and figures? Would you like to use LCD projector or LED screens? What about certain clippings? Very useful. In fact, I make use of these video clippings to a large extent. Your mind is convinced by pictures, moving pictures. So in neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, in which I did my master's degree, we talk about visual, auditory and kinesthetic method of delivering a message. In visual, the more digital it is, the more movement it is, the more brighter it is, the more convincing will be your message. You should also prepare to understand the audience. Whenever I go for a training program, I ask the organizer of the program to give me a profile of the participants who are likely to attend my program. Sometimes I address a large gathering of 500, 600 people. Schools, colleges, organizations. If it is school, I ask them what is the age group of the students, which class are they studying. If they are higher class students, adolescents, I need to approach them in a different way. If they are kids, I need to match their wavelength. If it is organization, I used to ask them which category of employees are going to attend my program. Are they going to be unionized category operators, or are they going to be middle level executives or senior executives? Accordingly, you have to match your content. Then what about fluency of your language? Let's say that you speak in English or your mother tongue, but you want to quote a quotation from another language, like for example Hindi or a Sanskrit. You have the quotation. Try to practice that quotation in the dialect in which you have to deliver. Ask a friend of yours who knows Hindi to read it and try to match as much as possible. That's very, very important. And it's not that you prepare just before your public speaking. Every day you have to prepare. Continuous, every day, consistently. Especially when you want to become a master presenter. You don't prepare overnight. It's something like going to a gym and building your muscles, biceps and triceps. You don't burn your flesh by working out 12 hours a day. It's a continuous exercise. Correct your voice quality, your diction on a day-to-day basis. Make it a habit to read aloud. If you have a problem of difficulty in diction, in right pronunciation, every day read aloud, 10 minutes read aloud, in whichever language you want to be. Find out how fluent are you. You have to be fluent while delivering. You should have good collection of stories, anecdotes, quotations, proverbs, jokes, metaphors, similes. I will give you some examples. For example, look at how old is this? Should be at least about 25-30-year-old. I use prompt cards. You get this in any stationery shops. You can buy a pack of about 200 cards or so. And I used to tag them. Like for example, one bunch, it contains all stories. Another bunch may contain some statistics. There could be a third bunch containing certain, let's say, jokes. For example, this bunch contains certain jokes. You can pick up a couple of cards before you start your delivery. For example, when I have to speak on learning difficulties in front of some teachers, so I need to talk about dyslexia. I should know what is dyslexia, so the subject knowledge is important. My preparation includes telling the participants some great people who had the same problem of dyslexia. For example, John Lennon, singer, musician and songwriter. Woodrow Wilson, the 27th President of the United States. George Burns, actor and comedian. Agatha Christie, all of you know the novelist. Leonardo da Vinci. Albert Einstein. Winston Churchill. So I have a list of great personalities who suffered dyslexia. Winston Churchill, I told you. Walt Disney. So I have this and I pick it up and go. Supposing I want to talk about how a person can fight a setback after setback. I have a small prompt card in which I have discussed about the story of Colonel Sanders, the KFC founder. So I have listed from which age to which age he had to fight. This is an amazing story of the Brooklyn Bridge. So I have certain statistics. So now I have another, when I have to speak in front of students, how setbacks did not deter a student. I have a story of Glenn Cunningham. The idea is you should, as you speak, have certain prompting, some prompters, cards, prompt cards are very, very important. So preparation is so important. Now these days, there are many ways in which you can store. You have the iPad now these days. You can go through that. But the advantage in a prompt card is you can pick it up and take it. Suppose I have nearly about 500, 600 prompt cards. If I store it in the soft copy, to locate the right card, I'm not that used to that. So I'm very comfortable with these cards. I have a story, The Donkey in the Well. Now, this is very, very important. This aspect of public speaking is very, very important. So it may appear that those public speakers whom you adore are spontaneous. Of course, they are spontaneous by years of practice, but they would have gone through this process, this phase of their communication exercise. So from today, set aside about half an hour preparation. Go through the newspapers, collect the cuttings and paste it and keep it in a thing. Or you can use your mobile phone, take a snapshot and take it with you. These are all very, very important to present your case. So to sum up, good public speaking calls for enormous effort, consistent effort, daily effort. These tips will be useful to you every day. Spend some time on this important portfolio. See you in the next episode.